So till now, what we have seen under the methods of separation, of a solid and a liquid, we have seen that there are 6 methods, out of which we have completed 4 of the methods. We have seen that how filtration is used to separate a solid, insoluble solid from a liquid. Okay, and similarly we have seen that how evaporation is used on a very large scale to separate salt from saline water. Similarly, we have also seen how crystallization is the method with the help of which solid particles are separated from a liquid in a very pure way. Pure solid particles are separated out of it. No impurities are there in the process of crystallization. Right. Similarly, we have seen centrifugation. The process of centrifugation is applied where we want to separate suspended particles in a liquid. Okay. For example, we wanted to separate cream from milk. So that was done by centrifugation. Now, today we are going to start with chromatography. What is the meaning of chromatography? Actually, there are some liquid, you can say that there are some solutions, okay, in which few of the solids are dissolved liquid. For example, we have a black ink. Now, from black ink, actually black ink has some of the dyes present in it, okay, and if we want to separate that dye from the black ink, we need the process of chromatography. Okay, there this process comes into the existence. Right. Now, what happens in chromatography? How does it separates the dye out of that ink liquid? Okay, let us try to understand this. Okay. So, hello everyone, welcome to Aakaar Chemistry classes. A series of session is going on for the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? And this is session number 26, which we are going to start today. We were having a very long gap in between of 10 to 13 days. So I'm sorry, very sorry for that. But yes, again I have started with my sessions, and I hope you are going to watch them. And those who are new to this series, or those who have come for the first time to watch this channel, I would like to request you to subscribe the channel, because you are going to get the authenticated material over here. And just like a personal tutor teaches you, similarly I'm going to teach you, or I'm going to give you the concepts very clear. Okay, so your concepts will be clarified here, and I hope you are going to increase with your knowledge. Right, so let us start with chromatography. We are going through this topic today, and we are going to understand what actually the definition of this chromatography, or what it means. Right, so chromatography, actually it is a technique of separating. You can say it's a technique, or it's a method. Okay, it's a method. And what type of method? It's a method of separating two, or you can say more also, okay, two or more dissolved. See, in this case the solid particles are already dissolved. Okay, so two or more dissolved solids which are present in a solution. Okay, and the solids are present in very small quantities, right? These solids are present in a very small quantities, right? Now when they are present in small quantities, we can separate these solids out of this solution. Okay, now you can take an example. Let us consider one of the examples here. One example you can take is black ink. Okay, now what is black ink? Actually, black ink is a mixture, right? It is a mixture. Since we are talking about mixture, so definitely it is going to be a mixture, and it is a mixture in which several colored substances, or you can say dyes, which are present. Okay, so you can say that this black ink is contains several colored dyes. Okay, there are so many different types of dyes present in it. Okay, colored dyes, right? Okay, so we can separate these colored dyes with the help of this chromatography. Understood? So let us now understand properly what chromatography. Okay. Now, before starting to understand chromatography, let us try to see a few points you have to keep in your mind. And this is the very first point is that it depends. The chromatography requires some absorbent materials, right? And these materials could be either magnesium oxide, alumina, or sometimes filter paper also can work out. Okay. These three of the substances are actually used for chromatography. Okay, and how it is used, that I'll explain you later. First, you understand what are the basic things required for this chromatography. So this is the first thing which is required actually for chromatography. And then the second thing is that the solvent whichever is used in the mixture, that is either water or alcohol. Okay. So from generally it is generally the mixture has water or alcohol. So from the water or alcohol, the solid constituents are separated out, right? And the third thing is that the constituent solids which are present in the mixture, they have different rate of movement. Okay, what does it mean? What does this actually mean is that the rate of movement of this constituent solids, it depends on two factors, right? So the very first factor is that these solids, they have relative differences. You can say that the relative solubility is different for each solid which is present in the mixture. Okay, that means what? That the solubility of the constituent solids, they are different. Okay, so this the base is what? The base is this only, that the solubility of the constituent solids present in the mixture is different for each of the constituent, right? And also the relative affinity of the, you can see here what is written, that the relative affinity of the constituents of the mixture for the adsorbent medium is also considered here, right? Now relative affinity is what? Actually filter paper if you are going to take. So the how the constituents particles, how the constituent particles are showing its behavior towards the filter paper or towards the magnesium oxide or towards its adsorbent medium, that is very much important. Okay, why? Because some of them can move very fast, some of the constituent particles can move slowly, some can move very slowly. So it depends upon the relative affinity of the constituents of the mixture for the adsorbent medium. So these 3 points are very necessary for your understanding of the chromatography. Now let us try to understand what happens actually in chromatography. See, if we consider a filter paper, if we take a filter paper and suppose we are taking an example, as I have told you that we are taking an example of black ink. Now actually black ink is what? As I have told you, black ink is a mixture and it has a mixture of, you can say there are some solid dyes into it. Okay, water is there, sorry. So it is water is there and mixture of water and solid, some solid dyes are present into it. Okay. Okay, solid dyes plus water, you can say, right? Now we have to separate this solid dyes. There are more than one solid dyes present in black ink. Okay, that is why we need chromatography, because all the dyes which are present, they are not necessarily only one. There are different dyes present in the black ink. Okay, so we have to separate them. How we are going to do? We'll take what? We'll take one filter paper. Okay, we'll take one filter paper, right? Then what we are going to do? We are going to mark a pencil line. Okay, mark a pencil line, or you can say that mark a line with a pencil, right? You have to just take one filter paper. Let me draw here. I am just taking one filter paper, suppose here. Okay, a strip of filter paper is taken by me. Okay, so this is your filter paper. You have marked with a pencil. Say you have just marked one pencil line. Okay, so this is the line which is marked by a pencil, right? Now what you have to do, simply you are going to take this filter paper and you will take one jar. Okay, this is filter paper, this is pencil mark. Okay, right? And on this pencil mark, right, on this pencil mark you are going to put the drop of ink, black ink. What you will do, you will just take black ink and you are going to put the drop on this filter, on this pencil mark. Say you have just dropped one ink on this pencil mark, right? Now what happens, see, you are going to take this filter paper from here, you just hold the filter paper from here and then take another jar, okay, which is containing another jar, say it is a longer jar, okay, and there is water in it at very low end, at the very bottom, okay, and less water, it should be not filled up with complete one water. Okay, so you are going to put this filter paper and you are just going to put in such a way that you can just use a sellotape, and you just with the lid, with the help of a sellotape, you can just attach this filter paper, filter strip, and just put in such a way that your other end or bottom end of the filter strip goes down into the water. But you have to remember one thing, that this pencil drop, or you can say pencil line mark, this pencil mark should be little above than the surface of the water. Okay, अंडरस्टूड? क्या करना है, इस फिल्टर पेपर को, इस फिल्टर स्ट्रिप पर हमें पहले पेंसिल से मार्क करना है, इस पे हमें इंक, ब्लैक इंक को ड्रॉप करना है, इसके कुछ ड्रॉप्स हमें इस फिल्टर पेपर के जो पेंसिल मार्क है उस पे हमें ड्रॉप कर देना है, और फिर फिल्टर पेपर को, ये फिल्टर स्ट्रिप जो है इसको लेकर हम एक जार में डालेंगे जिसमें ऑलरेडी बॉटम में थोड़ा पानी होगा, और इसको हम सेलो टेप से ऐसे चिपका देंगे इसके लिड से, और इस तरह से रखेंगे कि ये फिल्टर पेपर जो है, फिल्टर स्ट्रिप जो है, ये हमारे पानी के अंदर जा सके। ठीक है, लेकिन इतना ही हिस्सा डालना है कि ये जो हमारा पेंसिल मार्क है वो पानी के लेवल से ऊपर रहे। ओके, ये जो सरफेस ऑफ द वाटर है इससे थोड़ा ऊपर रहना चाहिए, और इस पर यहाँ पे हमारा ड्रॉप है, इस पर जो हमने अभी इंक ड्रॉप डाला वो ऐसे ही रहेगा। After some time, gradually what will happen, you will see that कुछ जो पानी, जो ये जैसे जैसे ये फिल्टर पेपर इस पानी को एब्जॉर्ब करेगा, ओके, जैसे जैसे एज एंड ग्रेजुअल, विद ग्रेजुअल एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ दिस वाटर थ्रू दिस फिल्टर पेपर, what will happen, you will see that few of the dyes, okay, few of the solid particles which are faster in movement, okay, as I told you, it depends upon the rate of movement, so which are faster in movement and which are more soluble, easily soluble, they will move faster in this, and they are going to drop their mark over here in different color. Okay, and they are having different color. You can see, say if it is little faded here, then some other dyes which are little soluble, okay, little soluble than this one, so they will also move up, okay, and water is being absorbed, so you will see that water is being absorbed by this filter strip, and then again somewhere here another mark will be there. Okay, spots are going to be seen by you. It will be more feeder, or you can see that some more marks, these the spots are in different colors. Okay, you will see that these are in different colors. This could be most faded one, okay, this is faded one, then this is little faded one, okay, and this could be the darker one. Okay, a little one can, little darker will go, say suppose you are living here, the darkest one. Okay, so you will see that you are going to observe that different spots are available, which shows that these solids are separated out of this liquid. डू यू गेट माई पॉइंट? क्या होता है कि जब हम इसमें फिल्टर स्ट्रिप को डाल देते हैं तो धीरे धीरे ये फिल्टर स्ट्रिप पानी को एब्जॉर्ब करता है और जो इसके अंदर जल्दी से घुलने वाले जो सॉलिड्स हैं, ठीक है, मैंने ऐसा बताया था ना कि दो इसकी बातें जो है वो हमारी इंपॉर्टेंट है। वो क्या कि सॉलिबिलिटी इनकी डिफरेंट होनी चाहिए या होती ही है, और इसीलिए हम क्रोमेटोग्राफी को यूज़ में लाते हैं, क्योंकि इनमें ऐसे मिक्सचर्स को हम यूज़ करते हैं जिसमें सॉलिबिलिटी ऑफ द सॉलिड इज़ डिफरेंट, ठीक है। और दूसरी इनकी रिलेटिव एफिनिटी जो है वो मिक्सचर के जो एब्जॉर्बेंट मीडियम है, जो मीडियम है उसके लिए इनकी एफिनिटी जो है वो डिफरेंट रहती है, ठीक है। तो इस केस में क्या हो रहा है कि जो ज़्यादा जल्दी से घुल के एब्जॉर्ब हो जा रहा है वाटर में, वो जल्दी से ऊपर पहुंच जा रहा है और वो डिफरेंट स्पॉट छोड़ दे रहा है डिफरेंट कलर में। ठीक वैसे ही जो थोड़ा कम हो रहा है, थोड़ा कम घुल पा रहा है या जिसकी सॉलिबिलिटी लेस है, वो कहीं और जाके अपना स्पॉट छोड़ता है, अपना स्पॉट मार्क दे देता है। एंड देन यू कैन सी अनदर कलर ओवर हियर वेयर यू कैन सी दैट डिफरेंट constituent or different dye is showing its spot over here, ठीक है। तो इस तरह से we use the adsorbent medium to separate the constituent solids out of the mixture of the liquid. Understood? Right. Now since here we have used filter strip, right? This is filter strip which we have used, and when we use filter paper, when we are using filter paper for chromatography, we call it as paper chromatography. What do we say? इस process को हम फिर paper chromatography कहते हैं, क्योंकि हमने इसमें filter paper को use किया है. Okay, we call it, this is especially known as paper chromatography. अंडरस्टूड? दिस इज नोन एज पेपर क्रोमेटोग्राफी. और जो आपको ये पेपर जो दिख रहा है, दिस पेपर, व्हेन यू फिनिश विद योर experiment or when you finish with this process of separation, the paper which you see, the filter strip which you get, which you obtain after the separation, it is known as chromatograph. Sorry, chromatogram. What do we say? Chromatogram. ओके, इस प्रोसेस को हम पेपर क्रोमेटोग्राफी कहते हैं. और जो फिल्टर स्ट्रिप हमें मिलती है, ये जो फिल्टर स्ट्रिप जो हम आफ्टर द सेपरेशन लेते हैं, इसको क्रोमेटोग्राम कहते हैं. अंडरस्टूड? Okay, so the chromatogram obtained by using black ink in this experiment has 3 colored spots on it. You can see we are having 3 colored spots on it. It means that the given sample of black ink has 3 different dyes mixed in it. ठीक है, अगर हमें 3 डिफरेंट स्पॉट्स नजर आ रहे हैं, इसका मतलब इसमें कितने डाइज मिक्सड है? 3 डाइज. इफ वी आर गोइंग टू गेट ओनली 2, इट मीन्स 2 डाइज आर मिक्सड इन द black ink. Understood? So depending upon the spots which is available on the paper strip, you can say that how many constituents are present in the mixture. Okay, now where this process is going to be used? Chromatography is used in which of the processes? Let us try to see that also. Uses. Okay, so chromatography is used to separate solutions of colored substances. Okay, so we can use it to separate colored substances. जहाँ पे भी हमें कलरफुल substances को separate करना है, स्पेशली डाइज में या पिगमेंट्स जो होते हैं, डाई पिगमेंट्स जो होते हैं, वहाँ पे भी हम इसको कर सकते हैं. to separate colored substances out of a liquid. Okay, you can say dyes and pigments. Okay, then secondly, you can use it in forensic science to detect the traces of poison. Okay, it is also used in फॉरेंसिक साइंस. हम देखते हैं कि फॉरेंसिक साइंस में छोटी छोटी बहुत ही माइन्यूट सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स जो होते हैं वो मिक्सअप हो जाते हैं ब्लैडर में, स्टमक में. तो ऐसे केसेस में, फॉरेंसिक साइंस के केस में, ये पता लगाने के लिए कि विच सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स आर मिक्सड अप, सो फॉर दैट वी नीड this chromatography. Okay, then in case of chromatography is also used in the products of chemical reactions. Okay, so there also it is used in chemical reactions, right? So this is all about chromatography. आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड हम इसमें क्या करते हैं. क्रोमेटोग्राफी ये प्रोसेस होता है जिसमें एक या दो से ज़्यादा हमारे डाइज जो है या सॉलिड कंस्टिट्यूएंट्स पार्टिकल्स जो है मिक्सअप हो जाते हैं अल्कोहल या वाटर में और उन्हें हमें अलग करना होता है. तो वो ऐसे केसेस में हम क्रोमेटोग्राफी का प्रोसेस यूज़ करते हैं जिसमें क्या होता है, जिसमें पेपर फिल्टर पेपर या एड्सॉर्बेंट मीडियम एक लिया जाता है, चाहे वो मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड हो, चाहे एल्यूमिनिया हो और या फिर फिल्टर पेपर हो. ठीक है. और इसकी प्रॉपर्टी क्या होती है इनकी कि क्रोमेटोग्राफी जो बेसिक पार्ट होता है उसका वो ये कि इसके जो लिक्विड हम जो यूज़ करते हैं उसके जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट सॉलिड्स पार्टिकल्स हैं या सॉलिड्स हैं वो उनकी सॉल्युबिलिटी डिफरेंट होती है. ठीक है. और इसके अलावा उनकी जो स्पीड जो रेट ऑफ मूवमेंट होता है सॉलिड कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स का वो एक तो उनकी सॉल्युबिलिटी पे डिपेंड करता है और दूसरी उनकी रिलेटिव अफिनिटी पे डिपेंड करता है, जिसकी वजह से वो एड्सॉर्बेंट मीडियम के पास वो कितनी जल्दी जा पाते हैं. ठीक है. तो फॉर एग्जांपल व्हेन वी आर टेकिंग फिल्टर पेपर हियर, तो इस फिल्टर स्ट्रिप को जब हम लेते हैं उस पर एक पेंसिल मार्क बनाते हैं और उस पर हम ड्रॉप ऑफ इंक अगर डालते हैं और फिर इसी फिल्टर पेपर को यहाँ से होल्ड करते हैं हम एक दूसरे यू कैन से इट्स अ बीकर इन विच वी आर पुटिंग वाटर. इसमें पानी डाल देते हैं बॉटम में और फिर इस स्ट्रिप को हम यहाँ से इसमें छोड़ देते हैं इस तरह से कि जो पेंसिल मार्क है वो थोड़ा सा वाटर के लेवल से ऊपर रहता है. और फिर हम देखते हैं कि समय के साथ ग्रेजुअल मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर जो है, क्योंकि ये फिल्टर पेपर है तो ये सक करेगा वाटर को और जैसे जैसे ये वाटर सक करता है, जैसे जैसे वाटर इसमें एब्जॉर्ब होता चला जाता है, कुछ समय के बाद हमें इसमें कुछ स्पॉट्स नजर आने लगते हैं. व्हाट एक्चुअली इट शोज कि जो स्पॉट्स हम दिखते हैं, हमें धब्बे जो दिखते हैं वो दिखाते हैं अगर हमें 3 धब्बे दिख रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब 3 सॉलिड्स इसमें मिक्स्ड हैं. अगर 2 धब्बे हैं तो 2 सॉलिड्स मिक्स्ड हैं. और ये धब्बे आते कैसे हैं, ये डिपेंड करते हैं सॉल्युबिलिटी पे. जो जितना ज़्यादा सॉल्युबल होगा वो उतनी जल्दी ऊपर जाकर मिक्सअप होते हुए जल्दी से ऊपर जाएगा और वो अपना स्पॉट वहाँ पे छोड़ देगा. सो दिस इज़ योर क्रोमेटोग्राफी. इसके यूजेस मैंने बताया कि इट इज़ यूज टू सेपरेट डाइज और पिगमेंट्स. इट इज़ ऑल्सो यूज इन फॉरेंसिक साइंस. फॉरेंसिक साइंस में जहाँ पे हमें डिटेक्ट करना होता है कि किस तरह से पॉइजन ब्लैडर में, स्टमक में या जो नाइफ वगैरह पे कुछ अगर ब्लड के पार्ट्स होते हैं उस पर किस तरह से वो धब्बे या क्या उसमें मिक्सअप है, वो सब पता लगाने के लिए फॉरेंसिक साइंस में क्रोमेटोग्राफी का यूज़ किया जाता है. इसके अलावा इसको केमिकल रिएक्शंस में भी जो जब प्रोडक्ट्स को सेपरेट करना होता है, कुछ सॉलिड प्रोडक्ट्स को मिक्सचर्स में से सेपरेट करना होता है, तो हम केमिकल रिएक्शंस में भी क्रोमेटोग्राफी का यूज़ करते हैं. ओके, सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट आवर क्रोमेटोग्राफी. So we will be coming up with our next method of distillation in our next video. Till then, keep watching. Do subscribe the channel and please press the bell icon so that you will be notified with the updates of our channel. Thank you.